Hey! Spinner Swallow Beer Review. Shagdog is here by myself. It's an Afterwork special. Yes. Thanks for joining, everybody. Thanks for joining. I was going to wait until more viewers jumped in, but that's okay. I am doing a, let's turn that music down just a tad bit. Yeah, I'm doing a Afterwork Oktoberfest, Falltoberfest special. Jammer couldn't be here today. I got plenty of better Oktoberfest beers to do, but I did buy a 12-pack of this about a month and a half ago. So I figured, you know what, let's just drink 3 Sam Adams Octoberfest and put them into my big Paulaner Stein glass that I got like 2 years ago. Let's do it. Hope that's ice. I did chill the glass up just because 3 beers, and it takes me a long time, drink 3 beers. Yeah. So I want them to stay cold. So let's get can number 1 in there. I should just pour it right down the middle, but we'll give it a little tip of a glass. And probably gonna get so much head on this. I didn't even feel like there was a whole can of beer for some reason. Yeah. Oh well. Let's put that there. Can number 2 going in. We're lagging thanks to my great computer and internet. Let's tilt that a little bit. I don't want to get too much head on this. I want to be able to drink it quick, right? All right, so there's 2 beers. I have to let that settle for a second to get that 3rd beer, and the 3rd beer should fit, right? You usually get about 3 beers in these type of glasses, I do believe. Hey, look at that 4-finger head already. Give or take a finger. Yeah, about 4 fingers. Falltoberfest still going. Maybe me and Jammer could do this again. I don't know if I'm sure he must have a Stein glass. Because we do have, I don't know if he bought a 6-pack of that or not. We do have a special, one of our favorite Oktoberfest. I have a 6-pack. I'm waiting for him to do it. He told me, don't drink that until we review it. Let me buy it. I think he finally bought it last week, but he didn't want to do it last week. So maybe this week or next week we'll review that one. But this week we're just going to drink 3 Sam Adams Octoberfest. Not my favorite Oktoberfest, but yeah, you got to do what you can do. I figure it's an after-work special. I work graveyard shift. I want to drink a beer or 2 or 3. So I said, just go for the gusto. Put 3 beers in the Stein. It'll be fine. Now if I just get the rest of this beer in there. I'm at the top of the glass for the head. Still at about 4-finger head. Damn. All right, let's put this. I got all that one. Pretty much. Sam Adams. Then we got to get the... Oh, boy. I wonder if I can make that go more. Oh, yeah, there you go. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Yes. All right, I think we should be able to get the rest of that in there, hopefully. Can't tip the glass anymore. I should have brought a pretzel and stuck it in there, huh? Yeah, that beer's got some head on it. I better let that settle for a second. But, yeah, typical Marzen, Sam Adams. I mean, not real bad. It's just, I swear this was a better beer back in the day. I don't know. Maybe combining 3 of them together will make it a good Oktoberfest once again. Hope that music's not too loud, folks. Yeah, just drinking and thinking. Afterwork special. Oh, I heard him drink this before. Let's go ahead and see if I can throw that head a little bit and I'll pour the rest in. Yeah, so that beer would have went in there if it wasn't for... wait. There we go. Nice frothy head on there. 3 beer frothy head. Yeah, let's do it. Yeah. I'm not reviewing this, just drinking. I tell you what, I drank out one of these type of glasses a long time ago. I was in the Army. I was drinking out one of these all night. It's my first time drinking out one. And, man, my wrist was hurting something fierce the next day. I was holding a mug like this all night long. But yeah, if you're not used to that, that'll hurt your wrist. I'd recommend if you're going to drink out at one of these that you're at actual Oktoberfest, switch hands every now and then. Wow, damn, that hurt my wrist already. Matter of fact, that hurts this wrist more because I broke this wrist before. I broke it something fierce one time, so maybe that's why it hurts. This one don't hurt over here. Surprisingly. Yeah, must be my broken wrist. Maybe I should get some disability for that from the Army. Probably should. All right. Yeah, a typical Marzen look. Let's get into it. If I get through that head. Oh, yeah, a little bit more than two-finger head there. I'm going to do the old Trump tilt here on the first few sips, yeah. Since I have a weak wrist over here, I got to do that. Maybe that's probably Trump. Maybe he has a broken wrist. All right, the Trump special pour, or I did sip, the Trump sippy. Not bad. I mean, it's caramel, bready. It's not real bad, the same Oktoberfest. I think as big as they are, they could do better. That's what I think. But it's not bad. Actually, after work, it tastes better than it did last time. It was a hard night of work, but it wasn't that hard, so I can't complain, I guess. Yeah, it's that song over. We gotta keep it going. Gotta keep the music going. What happened? Oh, there it is. Okay. Hey, maybe you want to hear another song, huh? Let's try this one. No, how about this? This one here. Yeah, happy Oktoberfest and Falltoberfest. Oktoberfest is winding down. What's today's date? 28th. I think it's over on October 5th. Started, I believe, on the 20th or 23rd or something this year. So the regular Oktoberfest is winding down, but here on the Spitter Swallow Beer Review, the Falltoberfest is going all the way to like the end of November or so. So you can just catch us whenever. Oh, yeah. What's all this crap? Yeah, not bad. Maybe I should do 3 more after this. The most I ever drank out of one of these is that. If you can fit 3 regular 12-ounce beers in these, I did 4.5 of these one time at Mr. Dunderbox down when it was in the North Tampa Mall many, many years ago. But so that's 12 and then a half would be 13 and a half beers, something like that. That's pretty good for me. And that was a Hacker Shore, so. Turn that music down a bit. It's just getting too much. Yeah, my nice Paulaner glass. I got that with a, I think it was a 4-pack of Paulaner Oktoberfest beers a couple years ago. I believe no, it just came with one big beer. I think it was a pretty big can. Yeah, it was a big can. It was a big Paulaner Marzen can. I don't know how many ounces it was, like 24 ounces, maybe more. I don't know. And came with this. It wasn't really expensive, so I said, why not? Roll out the barrels. Oh. Yeah, so just drinking some beers after work. I figure why not? It's Oktoberfest. A couple Oktoberfest beers and one Stein. I told some of the girls to come by. Here they are. They're sitting back there having a good time. That'd be good if it was motion back there. You can do a motion video in the background on StreamYard, but with my computer, that makes me lag even more. So I got to get a better computer to do that because I do have something like here. I'll show you in a second if I can bring it up. Is it style? Nope. Assets. Yeah. Like I just have a little GIF video right here. Well, where the hell? Well, that was weird. I don't know where it went. Well, I'll be damned, my little beer mugs. Oh, there it is. And I'll make that like that. And then we'll do this for the background, right? There you go. See? You can do not in the green screen part, but in the background, which I wish you could do it right here. But, yeah. What can you do, right? What can you do? That's right. Yes. Yes. I wish Jammer was here. Probably go back in this video later and just edit the whole video of just me taking a sip. Cut all the talking out. Sip. Yeah. Actually, this is pretty cold. I actually got a little bit of a brain freeze going on. The hell is that? Yeah, the head is kind of gone. It looks kind of weird now. It's a little film, but there's a couple thicker spots. Thin, but a little bit thick around the glass and a couple thick clumps of head in there. Doesn't look very inviting. Oh. Let's switch hands. Oh. What? Okay, that's for someone else. Wasted. Hey, happy Falltoberfest. That's right. Just drinking some beers after work. I got nothing else to do. Share it with you, the viewer. I had nothing really planned out with this or anything. I could talk about some since we're on we're on YouTube, I guess. I could do a little maybe some spoiler alerts for a couple shows I'm watching, huh? How about that? Let's turn the music way down. If I can, it's very touchy. All right. So any of you watching anybody, for one thing, spoiler alerts before, you might not want to watch this especially if you're a DC Comics fan. Superman movie. I have HBO Max. I rarely go to the movie theater anymore, so especially not that I don't want to go to the movie theater for certain movies during summer blockbusters, whatever, or a movie I think I might like, but I have been let down too much in the movie theater since 2000, I think. A lot of movies you have high hopes for, you go watch and you're like, wow, that wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be. I haven't seen last movie I actually went to see was this Avengers. Was that the last movie I saw? Maybe it was something else back then. 2020, 2021. I don't know. Last time I went to the movie theater. So I don't go to the movies. I wait till they come out stream. Sometimes I make a fool of myself and I'm like, oh, I can't wait. It's on Apple TV or it's on some streaming service I don't have. I'm like, I'll just buy the damn DVD. And like a fool, I regret it because I buy the DVD and it's a horrible movie. So I'm like, shit, I should have just waited for it to come on one of my streaming services. Oh, well. But back to the DC universe. Spoiler alert, Superman. If you haven't seen the new Superman movie, you might want to skip this for the next 5 minutes. It wasn't really bad, but just certain things. It wasn't very exciting. It wasn't like, wow, that was good. I want to watch that again. Kind of like, I try to think of movies in the old days where you watch it once and you're like, wow, that was good. Yeah, let's watch it again, Crypto the dog, even though it was computer animated or whatever, or computer AI, whatever hell they want to use on that. The dog was probably the best part of the movie. Baby Joey Metamorpho had a baby in the prison thing with him, and his name was Joey. I didn't know Metamorpho had a baby named Joey, and Metamorpho kind of seemed like a puss. As far as I knew, I didn't really read too much Metamorpho in the comics. I know he was part of the Outsiders with Batman, but I thought he used to be a cop at one time, so I thought he might be a little bit tougher, edgier, but he sounds like with all those colors he got on, he might as well make himself a rainbow. I thought he sounded a little tougher, a little more like a typical street cop or something. Maybe in this James Gunn universe, he's not a cop. I don't know. What else? The Ultraman. All right, this is a big spoiler here. Ultraman is a clone of Superman. It's not the Ultraman from the alternate Earth where there's evil Superman, evil Batman, and all that. This is a clone Superman that Lex Luthor somehow got part of Superman, hair, whatever. Made a clone, but the clone is retarded. I guess he can't even fight on his own. They somehow they got something linked to his brain. Lex gives commands out. They got the little operation center and G5, G6. So they're controlling the retarded Superman, which is Superman's clone, Ultraman. Yeah. And then there's a girl also. Her name is the Engineer. Kind of silly. Was there an engineer actually in DC Comics? Let's check. Was there an engineer character in DC Comics, like the Superman movie? I guess there was, but I don't know if it's supposed to be the same exact. In the comics, the Engineer is a character with powers in the background, an engineer, and she is a villain known for her technical expertise and her use of advanced technology. Yeah, I think was there an engineer in the 2006 Superman Returns? I didn't even know there was an engineer in that one. Anyhow, she might be a little different than the comics. Yeah, it was just kind of crappy, and Guy Gardner, and what the hell is Mr. Terrific, and Hawk Girl. God, once I found out who Hawk Girl was, it's the girl, the love interest from of the main character girl in The Last of Us. That's who it is. I'm not saying she's not pretty or anything. She's pretty, but not what I imagine Hawk Girl being. Anywho, there's a Justice Gang. Anyhow, any other? Yeah, now supposedly they take a message from Superman's parents from Krypton. At the beginning, they show it where they're talking about do good for the earth, blah, blah, blah. But you can't read the end of the transmission because it got damaged and turned Superman's trip here as a baby. Oh, when Lex Luthor and his cohorts go in there, the engineer girl hacks into it or whatever, and she supposedly reads, it comes out a different message. But, and it said that Superman, make the women your harem, repopulate our planet with Kryptonians. If they don't bow to you, get rid of them, stuff like that. But in a news thing that you barely see is in the paper, they show a picture of leader of the Justice Gang. What the hell is his name? I forget his name. But anyhow, there's a newspaper clip and it said it was translated wrong or something like that. Could have been translated wrong. So that hopefully is true because Superman always interacted with a holographic thing of his father. Yeah. I don't think Superman's parents, would have said that. So I didn't like that part. James Gunn, I think, is really, so far, is ruining in DC, actually. I mean, he's trying to do it more comic-y than, there are other iterations of it. But I think we had enough Superman movies already. I like the lesser characters, like Booster Gold. I'm not a Guy Gardner fan to begin with. Maybe he might interact good with. He's kind of like the dumbass asshole, But Booster Gold, Blue Beetle, the original ones. The lesser known characters of DC. That's who I like. Firestorm. I can't think right now, but Superman, man, maybe the animated Superman has just made it too hard. They never find a manly man, enough manliness to make a Superman like they have in the animated series. He's usually pretty strong, deeper voice. There's nobody out there. I think Henry Cavill, whatever his name was, I think he was the best actual fit for Superman in a long time since Christopher Reeve. But I just think the writing for those other, Batfleck and all those, that DC universe, I think the writing was just horrible too on that. Especially everybody wearing those weird big ass boots and the dumbass looking villains. Yeah. So that was a spoiler alert. Now the other spoiler alert I have is going back to DC again. If you haven't watched Peacemaker yet on HBO Max or HBO, John Cena. Spoiler alert again. They're in season 2, episode 6. A lot of people have been looking at this season. They're like, you know what? He's on Planet X, which basically is like a Nazi planet, alternate Earth. But he doesn't know it through the whole season. But as you notice, when he walks, he's downtown and different places. It's all white people. There's no dark people at all, people of color or anything. Although in one scene where he's sitting on the bench with hardcore, I swore in the distance you could see a darker colored person walk by. But anyhow, people pointed out, wow, I think he's on Earth X. There's no people of color. Look at the American flag on the desk. It's wrapped up so you can't see the stars. There's probably a swastika there. And sure enough, episode 6, spoiler alert, they do show the his friends come to that Earth to save him, take him back to their Earth, and then that's what Harcourt mentions it to him, like, you ever notice there's no people of color here? He goes, I never noticed that. And then one part he goes to that desk, I guess the same flag, he unwraps it, and there's a blue field, a white swastika in there. And one of his buddies, Adebayo, black girl, she's walking down and she leaves the house because her and the one dude's at the house still. And they come through the portal, and she says she's gonna go out, explore or whatever. And people start looking at her as they're driving down the street, walking down the street, and they start chasing her. One got out, so I guess it must be keeping minorities locked up somewhere. I don't know. One of them yelled, "One got out." So, yeah. And I think the Nazi shit has already been hammered enough. I mean, I don't mind it because it's alternate Earth. But God, I mean, how many Nazi shows we got having these superhero things? What was the Watchmen? They had that, like, white supremacist stuff, wearing Rorschach mask, and the cops wore a mask, and some of the cops were part of the white supremacists, and it's just too much in some of these superhero shows. Can't we go back to fighting like Russians or actual real Nazis from Germany, or maybe throw some Chinese in there, North Koreans, Middle East, like we usually been doing for the past 30 years, 20, 30 years. I'm sure we'd come up with some good Middle East villains. If you could think of a good Middle Eastern villain name. And I'm not saying they all have to be villains. You could have some heroes too, but I'm sure you come up with a good, like they used to back in the day. You had ethnic heroes. Black Falcon was Black Falcon, or supposedly he's always been Falcon. I swear to God, Mandela effect. Back in the late 70s, early 80s. Falcon was Black Falcon. Unless I'm mixing it up somehow with Black Vulcan of the Super Friends cartoon. That's the only thing I could think but I swore they called him Black Falcon too. And then you had Black Vulcan. But I could be wrong. Maybe he was Falcon all the time. I swore he was Black Falcon. Anyhow. Falcon. I probably got the two confused. Anyhow, so they had a Lex Luthor cameo in that episode too. Supposedly in the next episode there's going to be another cameo, but I think it's the scientist guy that worked for Lex Luthor. Some people are thinking it's Ultraman, but I think it's the scientist that worked for Lex Luthor. The trailer for next week's episode. Another show I'm watching is Earth, Alien Earth. And the last episode. If you haven't watched that show, it's kind of weird, actually, but at least the last 2 episodes I enjoyed pretty well. With the synth, they have a certain synth, spoiler alert. The synthetic people in alien movies. Well, these kids who are dying of cancer, they're able to transfer their consciousness into these synth beings. So it's something unique. So they're basically children in adult bodies. But I think they did kill 1 or 2 of them off so far. But they've taken over the compound where all this is taking place at. The one girl is able to communicate with the alien, the xenomorph, making clicking noise, kind of making noises like that, like the alien does. Yeah. Anyhow. Great beer, great times. With great beer comes great responsibility. Yeah. Anyhow, thanks to all the viewers that jumped in early. That was amazing. That was the highest live count we've had in a while. Almost done with this 3 beer special. I might do one more video after this. I don't know. I think we got to stop doing live videos because, yeah. I think we need to get back to the star, which is the beer. Review the beer. Worship the beer. Talk about the labels. I mean, there's nothing special about that label. There is a little tiny Sam Adams holding up a beer. But I think they should make that Sam Adams dude bigger. That's what I think. But, what can you do, right? Sam Adams changes their labels every couple years. I'm sure Sam Adams will get big again. Boston Beer Company, I should say. The brewery is called Boston Beer Company. Which is weird because they're called Boston Beer Company, but Sam Adams, they don't have any other brand names. It's Sam Adams Octoberfest, Sam Adams this, Sam Adams that. I don't think. Let's Googleize that just to make sure. I'm pretty sure. Beer Advocate, Boston Beer Company. All right, let's try that again. Beer Advocate, Boston Beer Company. Let's check all their beers. Yeah, I think it's all, unless they got some special stuff. I think all their beers are Sam Adams this, Sam Adams that, Sam Adams. Which I guess is almost like a subtitle of the brewery. It's Boston Beer Company, but Sam Adams is the beer, and then they have Sam Adams Octoberfest, Sam Adams Winter Beer, Sam Adams whatever, right? Sam Adams Boston Lager. The old Boston. As a child, I was almost a Boston Red Sox fan. My stepfather at the time was a Red Sox fan. And my small town, I lived in upstate New York in the southern tier of New York. Minor league team was the Pioneer Red Sox. And at one time, they were I think they were double A. No, not triple A. But they were actually the double A team, farming team of the Boston Red Sox. A lot of the Red Sox actually played for them back in the 60s, 70s, 80s. So maybe that's the reason why my stepfather at the time was a Red Sox fan. I don't know, but tried to get me and my brothers to be Red Sox fans. But my one brother became a Yankee fan, and I'm like, well, I don't want to follow my brother. So I became a Dodgers fan at that time, back in like 1978, 77. But I don't keep up with baseball these days. So I used to watch it all the time when I was a kid. Football, basketball, and baseball. Knew all the players, knew all the stats. But as I got older, I just less and less watching. Life happens. Especially when you work night shift. It's kind of hard to watch football games when you're going to bed at noon. And I think most of my adult life, I've worked graveyard shift. Let's see, I got out of the Army in 96. I was jobless for about a year. First job I got, worked graveyard shift. And then after that, my next job, I worked 1:30 p.m. till 10 p.m. So I worked nights. And I worked weekends. Then the next job I got, at first I was working nights with Wednesday, Thursdays off, 4 to midnight. And then I was working the graveyard shift again. Wow. And then we switched to 12-hour shifts. So I was working 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. every other weekend off, at least then. And that was from 2011 and 2013. I quit there. Then I worked nights again. Yeah, I never had a day job. Damn, except for when I was in the Army and the 2 years a year and 9 months, I did DoorDash. And I actually started on that doing nights, but then I switched to doing daytime. So, which basically about a year or so. Oh, well. Yeah, call me the night owl. The night stalker. Don't call me the night stalker. That was Richard Ramirez, right? Okay, never mind. Yeah, I'm not going to put a pentagram on my hand or anything. Yeah, pretty good Marzen, I guess. Sam Adams. I do like Marzens. Marzens are a little heavy, though. So, I mean, after you drink a few, I remember one night a few years ago, me and Jammer talked about this recently. I went to a bar for trivia. It was probably about, it's like 9 miles away from my town. So I took an Uber up there. It was the Brass Tap, name of the place, yeah. I went up to do trivia. They had Hacker Shore Oktoberfest on tap. So I'm like, all right, 16 ounces. I'm like, all right, let's do it. Doing trivia. I don't know how many I drank, quite a few. But I was hammered. Took another Uber. It was a Sunday night, I think. It was hard to get an Uber to go back to town, from that town to my town. I finally got one after waiting about 30 minutes. And it took them another 20 minutes to show up. Drove to another bar that I did karaoke at. Get there. Started drinking regular beer. I was hammered. Actually, the first time ever in my life, I got cut off at that bar. And since I was cut off, I was like, they didn't kick me out, but they cut me off. So I went out, tried to call an Uber. As I'm waiting for the Uber, I get out there. There's a fox out in the parking lot. So I'm like, oh my God, look at that fox. Real beautiful fox. Nice, not like that color, but, nice orangish red and white, black nose. And I'm like, come here, fox. Come here. I'm actually recording. I recorded on my phone, showed Jammer. I think he deleted it. So I sent it to someone else too. They deleted it too. And I deleted it, so I should have kept that shit. I'm like, here, Fox. I wonder if I can get Facebook if they get in their deep database, because I sent it on Facebook. They can get into a deep database and find it for me. But anyhow, I'm walking around, following the fox. It goes around the car. I'm like, come here, Fox. I'm hammered. I'm like, dumb fox. Not even a fox will talk to me or whatever. Anyhow, a week or two later, I hear on the news or in the local news, that there was a rabid fox found in that same area, that same plaza right there, that parking lot. I'm like, shit, that was probably the fox I was chasing around. So at that moment, actually the next day after being drunk, I remembered the fox, and I was like, that's my spirit animal for now on, the fox. Now I'm sure if I went to do a vision quest, I'd probably have a different spirit animal. I'm sure a fox would just run away from me if that became my spirit animal. Came back around. Yeah. Two more nights of work, and then I'm off my normal 2 days. It's a tough life, folks. I need to get more sunlight, I think. Starting next week, I got to get myself out in the sun every morning after work. Get out there for like an hour. Look how white I am. I mean, these German girls are darker than I am, and I'm a quarter of Italian. need to get a day shift job and a normal weekend off so I can go enjoy life. I'm just wasted away here working for the corporation, for the man. And then I don't do shit. Don't have any friends. I moved here from Florida 4 years ago, over 4 years ago now. No friends from work because they're all young guys, you know. I work with a lot of young people. I'm like the granddaddy. Nobody wants to hang out with the grandpa. A lot of young girls there. Well, there's some old girls too, but I don't mess with the young girls because, I mean, one guy I work with, he's not harassing the young girls, but following around, trying to get to know them, trying to be friendly. But one of them, and that's why I don't mess with girls, especially at work. I guess she told somebody that he's not harassing her, but keeps bothering her and annoying her because he's following her around and stuff at work. And that would be fucking annoying. He's like 19 though, you know. He's got a lot of testosterone build up and shit. Probably he's like a nerdy guy. He's trying to bust one out. So there's like one girl, young girl, he's following her around all the time, and then some other new girl following her around all the time, and then another young new girl, and I guess that's the one that complained about him. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so don't get your money or don't get your honey where you get your money. Don't mess with women or men. If you're a woman, don't mess with men. Or if you're a man and you like men, or you're a woman and you like women. Anyhow, don't get honey where you get your money. Yeah. Shagdogorama. Yep, Oktoberfest. Falltoberfest. It's the festival that never ends. And then we go into our Christmas extravaganza. We probably should call it a Christmas/winter extravaganza because, yeah. Man, that's what I need to do is blow chunks on video. Delicious. I can't believe I drank like 4.5 of these one time. That's a lot. Of course, I was like 28 years old at the time or something like that. Very, very long time ago. Me and Jam have been hanging out since October of 98. 98? Yeah. Yeah, October 98, me and Jammer started hanging out. So 3 more years, it'll be 30 years since we've been hanging out. That's quite a lot of time. You think we'd have more stories. I mean, really, as we got our first, probably our first 3 to 5 years hanging out, we hung out more, you know. Or then after getting relationships and stuff like that, you hang out less. And then since 2011, we've been doing a beer review. Besides a couple of vacations we took together, most times we hung out was doing beer reviews since 2011, November of 2011. 14 years since we've been doing beer reviews. Unfortunately, we lost all the good videos from those original years because we got canceled in 2020, our original channel. So we had to start over in 2020. Then I moved here in 2021. So we've been doing split videos ever since I moved, which is a shame. And I've only been back to Florida once since then. And we didn't get a chance to do beer reviews together, so here we are. It's just not the same doing them separate. At least we're able. I think Thank you, technology, so we're able to do beer reviews together. Yeah. Beer can, beer, that's not beer can. Thanks for joining and comment. Hey, yeah. Matter of fact, I got a message Jammer fan. He's been missing out lately. Let's see if I can find him. Oh. You've been missing out lately. The other day, Freaky Freaks from Italy joined us on the beer review.
China, Russia, the USA.
My name is Xander Dingus, and I got Sour Patch watermelon, Sour Patch strawberries.
China.
Sorry. A stadium in Minneapolis, Minnesota, packed with immigrants from Somalia. Hold up, group Islamic prayer. Minneapolis is the largest Somali population in the United States. Nearly all Somali immigrants in Minnesota, estimate 99% or higher, are Muslim. Horrible. What the fuck? How do all these Somalis get in here? Panama Canal. Bridge of Americas. Is that the other lock? Oh yeah, now we're going down. Is the other lock only one? Oh wait, it's two. It's at a different spot. And then three. Okay. And then out to the Caribbean we got. Or is that the Pacific? I don't know. Damn, that boat just went flying right by him. Now there's the Bridge of Americas. Okay. Yeah. Whoa. Anywho, let's get this beer down. 47 minutes. Woo. Almost 15 minutes of beer. Not too bad for an old man. A little bit more than 15 minutes. What are you going to do, right? Now, what would be best with this is some nice German, some schnitzel or a nice German, turkey sandwich. Is there a special German turkey sandwich? I don't know. They used to have it at German restaurants. It was really good. Is there a special way that Germans make turkey sandwiches? Oh. German makes sandwiches known as Butterbrot. It's a distinct style that would also apply to the turkey version. A typical approach involves high-quality, dense bread and keeping the toppings relatively simple to emphasize the ingredients. Key elements of a German-style turkey sandwich: hearty, dark bread, thinly sliced turkey breast, high-quality butter, limited, deliberate toppings such as cucumbers, radishes, fresh chives. I never had any of that shit. My turkey sandwich is like a regular. Maybe they do it different in Germany, right? A doner kebab for distinctly Turkish German experience. A turkey doner kebab is a popular street food option that. Is that like Turkish, like from Turkey, or I don't know? He got me on that one. What time is it? I got to work again tonight, so I don't want to party too much. Now, back in my younger days, even a couple times with Jammer, done some beer reviews with him. Every time Jammer does beer reviews with me, it's on a work night for him. because he's off Fridays and Saturday nights, I believe. And so we do beer reviews on Monday, Wednesday, or Thursday, usually on Wednesday. So he's got to go to work that night. I feel for him because a couple times we do it on Thursday or Monday, only drinking 4 beers, and I'm like, oh, I wake up, I'm like, yeah, I do not want to go to work. Yeah, I wish we both had our days off like we used to. We first started doing the beer review. I wasn't off. I had to work. Matter of fact, when we originally started the beer review, he was off weekends. I was off Saturday, Sunday night, but we did the beer review Saturday afternoon usually. Saturday night, maybe. I wanted to do Saturday night. Jammer wanted to do it in the afternoon. But I worked till 8 o'clock in the morning. I had to get home, go to bed. There's a couple times he wanted to do it like 12 or 1. I'm like, that means I got to stay up. Yeah. Up to 1 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Trying to do beer reviews. And he's like, oh, come on, one more. I'm like, man, I've been up since like 9 o'clock last night. It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon, 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Anyhow, we did them. But most of the times our best ones were at night. Some of those beer review sessions were great back then. I mean, we really had a good time. We cooked something up all the time. Or we got pizza. One time, St. Patrick's Day, I even made the corned beef and cabbage and had the Irish sausage and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Good times. Good times. We even had the Hoffman hot dogs one time that another beer reviewer recommended. Good times. They'll never happen again. I'll never find another jammer. I'm talking like he's dead. He's not dead. He's just in a different state. But, yeah, I mean, even if I found another best friend, definitely won't be a jammer. Jammer is one of a kind. That's why this year I am submitting the paperwork right now this week to recommend Jammer to be Beer Reviewer of the Year. I just got to find out where to send it to. Now, Jammer would definitely be top-notch beer review. When he's on key, he's on key, you know? Yeah. Oh, boy. Yeah, we used to go on about how the beer is a star, but I don't think we give the beer as much credit as we used to. We do at the beginning of the video, but then we go off on a tangent and we forget about the star, the beer. I haven't had Diddy join us in a long time. Diddy can join us on Saturday mornings. But half the time, I don't know what the hell he's doing. I think he's catering to the kids and all that kind of stuff. So, anyhow, one more little sip and we're done. That's it for that one. Shagdog Spitter Swallow beer review. Probably not going to do any more. 3 beers is good enough for me. We'll probably see you Wednesday. Jammer might be back to do beer reviews Wednesday. If he's not, I'm probably going to skip this week myself. Although it is the end of Oktoberfest, really, because if you look at the calendar, if it comes up, see, today's the 28th, what, Sunday? 29th, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. Okay, it's still Oktoberfest till October 5th, I believe. So, yeah. Still Oktoberfest until October 5th, I believe, which is next Sunday. So, yeah, Wednesday will be the last day we can do beer reviews, where it's the officially Oktoberfest. Well, this has been a fun one. Thanks for all the fan interaction. I really appreciate it. That was great. Maybe I should just retire from beer reviewing. I might do that. Just retire from beer reviewing. All right, spit or swallow beer. Oh, I like that mouth right there. Oh, both of them actually. You go to her. Give that thumb. Oh, yeah. It's kind of hard to turn that thumb the right way. I got that thumb right in the mouth. Alrighty. Hey, maybe she deserves one too. She knows what I'm talking about. That one there. All right, Shagdog Spitter Swallow beer review. I amused myself. We'll see you on the next one. Happy Falltoberfest, happy Oktoberfest, and happy beer drinking on a Sunday, right? Cheers.